Okay, this is a spoiler-free item tier list. Spoiler-free meaning that some items are going to have other uses, but we don't want to sell those out necessarily. We'd love to still have some good discoveries. Really, the purpose of this tier list is twofold. One, if you have the opportunity to acquire items and you have some choices, you can sort of know which items are better for you to get. There's not really an inventory downside in this game. The vast majority of items you're just going to pick up every time you find them. The second thing too is if you've got a coat check, which of these items might be worth holding onto for the future run. These are all common items, right? There are definitely items that you can find that are not on this list. This is not the complete roster of them. In fact, if you find an item that is not on this list, you should get excited because it is fundamentally going to be more rare than all these other items. Anyway, just like last time, I'm joined by my friend, a head playtester named Shagraz. What's the hoop, Shagraz?
Oh, nothing much. What's the hoop?
Not much. I'm really hyped for this tier list. So going in alphabetical order, we're starting off with one that's maybe a lot to say about the battery pack that I don't want to say. It is basically a do-nothing item. It requires some additional finagling to get any use out of it. For the purpose of this tier list, it's going to be a little awkward, though. What do you think, Shugraz?
Yeah, for the purpose of this tier list, I think the battery pack is bad. You're not too happy to see it, but let's just say you're also pretty happy to see the battery pack, so it's a little awkward.
Yeah, I think if we're going strictly based off utility, we should throw it in D, but if you have a coat check, you might want to consider holding on to this. This is probably one of the better items in terms of waiting for a good use for it. That's all we'll say about that. Any thoughts on the placement there?
No, I think D's good.
Again, poor battery pack. Just know that we love you. Same with the broken lever, but alphabetical is quite funny. The broken lever is yet another item that has got several uses, but some of them are maybe not ones that we should talk about. What do you think about the broken lever?
For the purpose of this tier list, I think the broken lever is slightly better than the battery pack because at least
There's like a little more use out of it.
yeah, you can, some a little bit more obvious things to do with it.
I mean, the fact that it's broken, right? I mean, they should have given us a fully functional lever if they didn't want us to put it in D tier, right? So again, though, maybe hold on to it. You might find some cool uses of the broken lever. It's really quite an item. And next up is car keys. This is one we can actually have a discussion about. There is a car somewhere in the house, as you can tell by the car keys. This will open it up. What do you think about the car keys, Shagraz?
I think they're okay. They don't. It's hard because you have to have the specific room it goes to, and you have to have the car keys that day also. And maybe you don't find them right away, and you have to like have the steps to go back to get it. Yeah, I don't know. A little too niche. Not the best. I'd probably go D tier.
Yeah, I will say the rewards you get are pretty good. So if you can pull it off, it's great. I don't know that the car keys are worth coat checking. I don't know if they're that exciting, but I will say the payoff is interesting. I could maybe see a C tier, considering it's like niche, but does have like a pretty good payoff and a really obvious payoff too, right? Like battery pack and broken lever might not be as straightforward, but I think car keys, like, what to do with them. I don't know. What do you have a strong push either way between C or D?
Yeah, the payoff's really good, but like you're getting the payoff like 5-10% of the time. And you could coat check it and like increase the odds of doing it if you're like specifically going for it, but there's just better things to do with your time, I think.
And now that I'm thinking about it, the existence of the car keys makes like the billiard room a little worse too. So I actually think it's fine to throw it in D tier. As you said, it's extremely niche. I'll probably put it at the top of this if we care so much about the placements. But just know that if you can actually pull it off, it is worthwhile. In fact, if you have the car keys early on, you might want to go out of your way to try and open it up, because in my opinion, the rewards are very, very worth it. All right, next up is the coin purse. Every 3 times you get a gold, you get 1 extra gold. It's worth noting that it's not 3 at once, right? So let's say you get 1 gold, then 1 gold, then 1 gold. You will get an extra gold off that third trigger. It doesn't have to be 3 at the exact same time to pick it up to get your little bit of interest.
Coin purse, it gets you some money, but you need money for it to do anything. And like we said kind of in the last tier list, money's a little hard to come by. So in that scenario, I think it's just not that good, honestly. It's like 1 extra, you get a little interest, but I don't know. I don't think it's very good. I would probably put this in D.
Yeah, the coin purse, I'm kind of with you. You need money for it to even matter. It's kind of a win more item, right? If you are picking up, 21 coins and getting 7 coin profit, well, the 21 coins was already good enough, right? Like you're already having a good outlet for it. I think even in that world where you go from 6 to 8, you would have rather have had any of these other items. They're more impactful in that way. So I do think D is pretty good.
It gives you some coins, but like I said, you need the coins, while like another certain item that we'll be talking about later kind of gives you coins, more coins. You need to find the coins with this one, and other items maybe help you find the coins.
Very true. All right, next up is the compass. This is a pretty unique item in that you might not actually want to pick this up, unlike all these other items where there's essentially no downside, but still, it is a mostly very good item. When you pick up the compass, it makes it so that when you draft throughout the day, you are more likely to have rooms that lead north. And of course, going north is one of the harder things to do in this game. You would rather go north than east or west, generally speaking. But of course, not always, right? As I just said, you might not always want to pick this up. Shagraz, what do you think about the compass?
I think the compass, pretty good item. It's fun in the way that it is probably one of, if not the only one I can think of off the top of my head, that item that you don't just want to pick up immediately sometimes, because sometimes you don't want to go north. Sometimes you want to go left or east, west, depending on the orientation. And going north might actually hurt you. Maybe you could pick this up after you've cleared the way to start going north. But 90% of the time, this is a really good item and it'll help you get deeper into the house.
Yeah, and to be very clear, you probably should just pick this up. We're talking about some like higher level play here. Going north is generally what you want to be doing. Just know that unlike every other item on this list, because there is no inventory space issue in this game, it's free to pick things up. You might leave this on the ground in the future. So what do you think about compass? I'm kind of leaning C for compass.
Yeah, I think C for compass. It's a pretty good item. It helps you get into the house more, but it doesn't really help you get other items or get you more like gems and keys. So it's good, but it's not as amazing as some of these other ones.
Absolutely. Yeah. Full stop agreement there. All right, next up is the coupon book. This is pretty simple. Every time you would buy something, it's 1 gold cheaper. What do you think about the coupon book?
I think it's a little on the weaker side of some of these lower tier items, but I still think it's pretty good. I'm pretty high on it compared to some other people I've heard talk down on it. It just turns your kitchen into like one shop for bananas. That seems really strong to me. Like buying a banana for 1, all your little excess gold, you can turn into a lot of steps. You can get, I don't know, 15 steps for like 5.
Yeah, that's an extremely good point. The coupon book is, I'm not going to say it's powerful, but it's deceptively, again, deceptively powerful when big quotation marks, in that cheaper items become almost free, right? Like you don't really want to be spending this on big ticket items. You want to be spamming 1 gem at the commissary, or as Shagraz just said, 1 banana at the kitchen. And in those worlds, it's actually, it's solid. I would say it's pretty solid. Unlike the coin purse, where you need to have it on hand, and you might leave gold on the table maybe if you think you'll get a coin purse later. You shouldn't. You should probably just always pick up the gold. The coupon book is nice because you can find it later in the day and it can still be pretty relevant for you depending on whether or not you've spent your coins already. So what do you think about the coupon book?
Yeah, I think coupon book, clear C. It's basically, it's really similar to coin purse because it will save you gold. The coin purse generates gold, but like we said, you don't have to worry about like not picking up gold. And most times you're going to use it to buy a lot of small ticket items like some bananas, gems at the commissary, which turn from 3 to 2, which is amazing. You'll just almost buy out the shop. I don't know. It's deceptively good, and there are a lot of hidden combos. If you go on a sale day, some things are basically free, if not free.
One fun thing about the coupon book too is it changes the way you play the game, because usually you would rather save up your coins for like a better item at the commissary. Like you'd rather buy a shovel or a metal detector or whatever. But it's fun that when you have a coupon book, the lower value items actually become pretty appealing, if not just outright better than some of the other items too. So kind of fun to change the way you play. I think the coupon book is maybe not the most exciting, but it's got some fun uses. Okay, next up is the key card. If you ever encounter security doors, which cannot be opened with regular keys, the key card will let you open them up. So this one item could potentially open you up many doors throughout your day, depending on when you draft it and depending on some other circumstances too. Shagraz, what do you think about the key card?
Key card, again, not a flashy item, but one of the most useful ones, because not being able to get through a security door when it's your last door is really just heartbreaking. But having the key card, knowing that like, okay, no matter what, like I don't even have to worry about security doors. I don't have to go through and do a bunch of stuff to try to open that. I can just have free reign. If not, like even maybe turn the security doors higher so you can see more of them. It's just a nice feeling not having to think about it. And just like, yeah, just opening doors for free seems pretty good.
Yeah, considering this is exactly 1 item, like think about this, right? This could have been 1 key, and 1 key is good. You need to open up locked stuff, especially the further north you get, the more likely rooms are to be locked. So this item is phenomenal because it's usually 2, maybe 3 security doors, just like baseline. And there are ways to combo to make it even more likely so that you can really start opening up a ton of doors throughout your day. There's even some lab experiments that enjoy opening up stuff from the security doors. It's a great item. I'm pretty high on the key card. What do you think?
Yeah, I could say S, but the fact that there are other ways to mitigate security doors, I think I go A for this.
I'm with you. And in fact, the other ways to mitigate security doors are probably better on average because it's more likely you can encounter that than like a key card. But if you have the key card, you're in great shape and you're really happy to continue to see stuff. You might not need to draft a utility closet that day, which can save you another dead end spot. So yeah, a lot of great stuff with the key card. I think it's really great, and I think A is perfect for it. Next up is lockpick, kind of similar. The lockpick has a chance to open up doors. I don't know what the chance is. I don't know if the percentage is more likely to fail or less likely to fail as you move north. It might just be independent. I have absolutely no clue, but there is a decent chance that you can just open up any locked door for free. What do you think about the lockpick?
The lockpick is very similar to the key card, which it just opens doors that you have no business opening. There's always a chance you run out of keys. You're like, oh, I'm dead, but maybe the lockpick. I think it's very similar to the key card. I think it's slightly better because you're just more likely to see regular doors than security doors. Some days you won't even see any security doors. You'll always see locked doors, almost always. In that sense, it can open any locked door. So it'll just save you keys for your later run when you're farther in. And yeah, maybe it's harder to pick locks farther down, but you saved enough keys that it doesn't even matter. You have enough keys, you have enough lock picks. It's very good. Saves you on average, I don't know, probably like 2 to 3 keys, which is deceptively a lot. It doesn't sound like a lot. And some rooms, it's amazing. Like you go to the Great Hall and you can just kind of cheat in there. Easy A for me.
Yeah, I'm with you. Lockpick is great. Love that Great Hall synergy. Super, super fun. And just to be clear too, I think this is obvious, but I do want to make it very clear that if you fail a lockpick attempt, it's just done. You cannot open that door with the lockpick. The game does allow you to keep trying, but only on the first chance will you know if your lockpick has succeeded or not. So don't go spamming it. Just have one use and you're done. And again, just like keycard, I think it's an A tier, and I'm with you, Shagraz. I think it's better because you are always encountering locked doors. You might not see that many security doors, but you're always encountering locked doors. 4 or 5 keys might just be good enough for your day, depending on your luck with the lockpick. And if not, well, as you said, you're saving 2 to 3 keys, which is very good for one item slot. So yeah, we love the lockpick. Next up is the Lucky Rabbit's Foot. This increases your odds of finding other items. I don't know what the percentage is, but honestly, the percentage probably doesn't even matter because getting items is how you win the game. What do you think about the Lucky Rabbit's Foot?
Lucky Rabbit's Foot, it's not a flashy item. It doesn't do anything. You're not like opening stuff, but it's probably one of, if not the best items to get because it will just let you get more items, which if you've ever had one of those days where your inventory is just full and you're just can do whatever you want, you're just getting so much value off other things like coupon book, coin purse combo, salt, it's really good. I'm pretty sure it's not just these items that gives you more chance of fighting. You can find more gems, more keys, more gold. It just does it all. Not flashy, like we said. It's not doing anything. It's just kind of sitting in your inventory, boosting numbers, but it's probably one of the best, if not the best items to get. So easily yes, for sure.
Yeah, I'm with you. It's a very easy S tier. This is absolutely an item you want to throw in your coat check because if you can start a day off with a Lucky Rabbit's Foot, you are in a very strong position. Another interesting thing too about blueprints, all of these items on the list, I can think of at least one exception off the top of my head. There may be others, but the vast majority of items, you can only pick up one at a time, right? You can't find a second magnifying glass if you pick up one of them. So another underrated thing about the Lucky Rabbit's Foot is by finding more items in general, that kind of opens up your item slots to be better too, right? If you get the weaker items out of the way, that means you're probably just going to keep finding even better items than that. It's this huge snowball effect that is just phenomenal. Again, it's not the flashiest, but it is so powerful. Easily coat check it if you have nothing better to throw away. It's a great, great item. Okay, next up is the magnifying glass. And this is super self-explanatory. Once you have this item, every time you start to read a document, you can browse it with your magnifying glass.
Ooh, okay. Magnifying glass. Is it really doing anything for you? Is it giving you any items? Is it giving you any keys, gems? Not really, but this is kind of like the whole game, I would say. Like the whole game is all about finding clues and figuring stuff out, and this really helps with that. So I think you got to put it in A. It's not giving you anything intrinsically like a shovel or a metal detector would, but the knowledge that it's imbuing is you just can't really put a price on it because you're just gaining so much.
I want to say too, even as like a quote unquote more experienced player like myself, there are still times I want the magnifying glass in my inventory, right? It's true that once you have a certain amount of info, you might not need this item as much anymore, but it is so crucial for new players to get those clues and hints that I'm so with you. A is the spot. And again, this game is full of secrets and documents. You never know, right? You might still encounter things midway through the game or even way later in the game that could require the magnifying glass. I'll say this too. I don't want to go totally on the record because I don't know everything there is to know about this game, but for the most part, it's pretty clear when you need to use the magnifying glass. I don't think you need to be browsing every single photo or every single letter of all time once you have this. I think it's pretty clear. Maybe there might be some secret stuff that you could use the magnifying glass for that isn't visually obvious, but that's something to throw out there. And next up is the metal detector. Once you have this item, you are more likely to find keys, you are more likely to find coins on the ground, and it even tells you when there are keys or coins on the ground because it starts beeping and detecting. What do you think about the metal detector?
The metal detector. Now this is an item, right? Now we're talking about items that give you coins, give you keys. It gives you the chance when you open a new room to spawn basically items or keys and coins that would not be there normally, which that's just amazing in and of itself. And the saves you the headache from having to check. Like I walk into a room, is there coins in here? I spread coins throughout the estate. Let me go back and check. I don't have to check every nook and cranny. I walk in there, does my detector beep? Yes or no? Just things like that. I love this item. I think easy S for sure.
Yeah, that's really fun. I'm kind of laughing to myself hearing you say that because I'm notorious for just like missing items that are in plain sight. So not only does the metal detector increase my odds of finding keys, which you need, right? Keys are one of the most important resources. And coins are nice too, right? A single coin here and there might not be a lot, but over the course of your day, that's pretty fantastic. So not only does it increase the odds of those wonderful resources being found, but it also means that just regular items that are metal, I can locate a little bit more easily as well in the room, which is really great for the clinically blind like myself. I'm with you. This is an easy S tier, phenomenal item. Always happy to see the metal detector. All right, next up is the shovel. Pretty self-explanatory. Sometimes you will find dirt patches, usually in green rooms. There are some other rooms as well, but it's very obvious visually because you'll see a little dirt patch. You can dig it up once you have a shovel. What do you think about the shovel, Shagras?
Shovel. What's to say about the shovel? It's just great. An amazing item. Lets you dig up all these dirt patches. Usually a bunch of good stuff down there. Kind of keys, coins, other stuff sometimes, some food. Yeah, and there's deceptively a lot of dirt. You would think, oh, maybe only the green rooms, but there are enough dirt patches that the shovel is kind of one of the better items. I think easily S, if not the best of these on the list. I don't know.
There are definitely chances where you get nothing when you dig up dirt, and that doesn't feel great. But that's few and far between because the items you do find are very good. Just as Shagraz said, you can find keys and gems and coins and all sorts of goodies. You can even find turnips to give yourself more steps. Shovel's really great, and this is absolutely one you would want to throw in your coat check because knowing that you have a shovel to access can mean that you can start a day off knowing, let's see lots of green rooms, right? Like it can kind of dictate the way that you want to be building your house for the day, which I think is really cool. Now, caveat, if you do throw it in your coat check, you cannot find the shovel again naturally. It won't be for sale at the commissary. You can't just naturally pick it up because there just isn't possible. It's not possible to get two shovels at any time. So do keep that in mind. If you do throw it in the coat check, you want to find the coat check ASAP because that is the only way you'll be able to retrieve that shovel yet again. But still a very cool thing, I would say.
Yeah, I would say like Demi was saying, the shovel is really nice that it kind of gives you a destiny. You're like, okay, now I know what I'm doing today. I am drafting green rooms. I'm drafting rooms with dirt. I'm going that route. And it's nice to kind of have a route. And the green build, as I like to call it, is a really, really powerful build, especially if you have the shovel. Yeah, so you'll find that having the shovel, which forces you to build more green rooms, will just make your day better because the green rooms really synergize with each other and the shovel giving you more stuff on top of that, it just helps you out your day.
Yeah, it's awesome to have a destiny. Were you thinking top of S? I don't know if it matters too much. These are all great items. I don't think Yeah, it probably doesn't matter too much, the placement. They're all phenomenal because all of them are ones that you love to see early. Even if you don't see them early, they're still relevant and they're just fantastic. S for shovel, but maybe not S for salt shaker right over here. The salt shaker is a real interesting item in that every time you eat food, you get, I believe, exactly one extra step. What do you think about the salt shaker?
Well, as I was compiling this tier list, I straight up forgot about the salt shaker. So that tells you anything. It's not that great. It doesn't do too much by itself. It's kind of like the coin purse where you need something else to help you. Like the coin purse, you need to find gold after you see it. The salt shaker, you need to find food after you get it. So in that scenario, it's not the best. It works well in like the kitchen where you can buy a bunch of bananas for cheap and you get a little extra. So it's good on that. And it's not like a bad item. It will get you a lot of like sneaky steps, especially if you get lucky and find a lot of fruit. But for the most part, it's kind of not the best, especially like another item on this list that helps you get steps. If you compare it to that, I don't know. I think D probably.
I'm ready to rail against this item. I think one step is like probably the worst resource I could think of. Like I would take one coin easily over one step like any day of the week. It would be really nice if it gave you maybe like two steps, you know? I don't think that's that greedy, but say what you will, I'm salty. I definitely do not I do not love the salt shaker. I think this item probably exists so that bad items exist. I don't think there's any real use for it, but that's just me. I don't know. Not the biggest fan of the salt shaker. All right, next up is the silver key. This is just like a regular key in that it can open up any door that's locked. However, if you use the silver key to open up the door, you are guaranteed to have rooms that lead to many pathways. So what do you think about the silver key, Shugraz?
Silver key, it's basically the Southern Cross of keys. It gives you more rooms with multiple rooms. So T rooms or four ways. Yeah, it's pretty good. I don't know how to say this. I'd say it's a B tier. It's really helpful in the spaces when you need it, but it's not doing anything too amazing, and it's like a one-time use. So
Yeah, I think this is the poster child for a B tier, right? It is good, right? That is a good item. I'm happy to see a silver key. It's not making or breaking my day necessarily, but it can be extremely good in a pinch, especially when like, I don't know, you're going north and you really, really need to start spreading out. You can see a world where silver key is fantastic. But yeah, at the end of the day, you're opening up one locked door. So yeah, I think it's a great example of a B tier item. Next up is the sledgehammer. There are trunks that can randomly spawn in certain rooms in Mount Holly. Normally those require a key to open up and the contents are pretty good. But if you have the sledgehammer, you just get to open those up with impunity. What do you think about the sledgehammer?
Sledgehammer is a pretty good item. It saves you a lot of keys. It will give you a lot of items because these trunks are really good, but you always see a trunk and you're like, oh, do I have enough keys? Like sometimes there's keys in there, so it's worth it, but I'm just like one key or two keys left. Do I really want to go down? Do I really want to use my last key? Because if there's no keys in here, I'm just kind of dead for the day. Just being able to just open any trunk whenever you want is really, really good. Not as good as the other items because, like I said, it does require another item to spawn for you, which this item is the trunk. I think it's really good though. The payoff is really strong. A sledgehammer, I think it's a really solid B.
Yeah, I'm with you. Very solid B. Like Shugraz said, it is possible when you open up a chest with a coin that you'll profit coins or even break even with some extra items. So chests are really fun. Don't just always turn them away. Sometimes it's fun to take a shot, especially if you have keys to burn, you should absolutely go for it. Sledgehammer is cool for just busting those open for free. I will say what maybe puts it in B tier as opposed to like A is that chests aren't really that common. I would say you probably see maybe 2 on a given day, perhaps 3 if you're actively spawning rooms that have a higher chance of them. They're not like super frequent, but you're really happy to have a sledgehammer to save yourself a key because those rewards are very good. Every like one sledgehammer opening up a treasure chest is going to give you a lot of resources that will very much help your day, and you saved a key. Next up is the sleeping mask. This is kind of like the nursery room. The nursery is every time you draft a bedroom, you get 5 steps. The sleeping mask is the first time you enter a purple bedroom, you will gain 5 steps.
Well, if you watch the last tier list, you know I was really high on the nursery. I wanted to S rank it. I got bullied into not being able to do that, but the sleeping mask is just a better nursery because not only does it do the same thing, but it is retroactive. So you can pick up the sleeping mask halfway through the day, go back to your other rooms, your other bedrooms, and still get your 5 steps. So in that sense, it's better. It's obviously a lot harder to get a sleeping mask than it is just to open up a nursery. And as much as people might think I want to S rank it, I do love steps, but like I do say all the time, steps are not everything. So compared to other items like a metal detector or a shovel or even a lucky rabbit's foot, which are just generating like keys, gems, other items, it's not that powerful. It is really good though. I think Sing Mask A for sure.
I think A is probably a good slot for it because it is actively good. If I see it at the commissary, I'm probably favoring a metal detector or a shovel almost every time, but maybe there are days where you need the steps and that'd be a cool item to acquire actively. Another cool thing with the sleeping mask is I feel like it has very good odds to spawn in bedrooms. I don't know the exact ratio off the top of my head, but I feel like this is an item that you really do see decently often. I know all of these items are quote unquote common, but I feel like this is one that continuously shows up and just finds ways to make a good day even better, or even like help you get some steps when you are running low. So yeah, it's always relevant. The fact that it's retroactive, I think, is even better too. Okay, this is the wind-up key. You probably never really keep this in your inventory because you pick it up in the parlor room and that's what you use to open up the chest. What do you think about the wind-up key, Shugraz?
Wind up key, it's a free item in the parlor room. It's always there. You'll always see one. Use it for 2 gems most time. It's a nice key, 2 gems, a B tier.
Yeah, it's pretty much just 2 gems, right? Which is funny. I guess you could coat check it if you wanted to. I don't even know if you can spawn a second wind-up key if you do. You probably can, which if you're really like horrible at these logic puzzles and you really want to do that, that's maybe a funny thing to think about, but not a serious thing to think about, of course. You can pretty much at least 50-50 a chest. Even if you're not great at the logic puzzles, you can pretty much get a 50-50 there. So yeah, wind-up key. Very funny item. And funny enough, one final item that we did forget about, that's near the end anyway, it starts with an R, that is the running shoes. When you have this item, there is a small chance as you walk around that you'll get a rebate, that you'll get one step back. Also, if you ever leave the house for any reason at all, it basically refunds you perfectly as far as I know. What do you think about the running shoes, Showgirls?
I love the running shoes. They're an item that helps you not have to worry about steps as much. And they not only that, they encourage you to walk back and go through your house and go look at other stuff, and you don't feel as bad for backtracking, which I'm a big fan of. I love backtracking. I think more people should do it. So this kind of encourages you to backtrack, which I think is really, really strong and powerful. And then the more you do it, the more you realize, wow, that actually helped my day a lot. I went back to the entrance hall, even though I was like halfway up the house, and I drafted a closet in the storeroom, and I got enough stuff to keep going. So yeah, I really love the running shoes. Probably A, if not S. S is probably a little high, but A for sure.
Yeah, I see it as pretty similar to the sleeping mask. The difference is the more steps you have, the better the running shoes get, right? Like the more steps you have to sort of quote unquote burn, the more likely you'll get more triggers off of it. So it's a very, very, very good item. Even at 50 steps, it's still very solid. Again, it's nice that you can basically move for free outside. You probably get a similar amount of steps compared to the sleeping mask, and you don't have to be drafting bedrooms to get the payoff. So it's very good. Probably, I mean, it's less than the sleeping mask, but still, it's very nice that you don't have to think about it consciously. Also, the running shoes are pretty likely to show up in the gym, which is kind of nice. That's a red room that can maybe give you a little bit of an upside. So yeah, I like the running shoes at A personally. Okay, any final thoughts, Shagraz, as far as placements with any of these items?
No, I'm pretty happy with all these. Like we said, the broken lever and the battery pack, you're more than happy to see them most days. But for this non-spoilery tier list, yeah, I think they're pretty good where they are.
Yeah, I think so too. I think overall, this is a pretty good list. And so, yeah, if you made it all the way to the end, thank you so much for watching. If you are interested in a tier list of better items, if of more rare stuff or more rare rooms or things of that nature, do leave a comment and let us know. Right now, especially with the game still being pretty new, I do not really want to be permeating spoilers for people. I would like as much as possible for my guides to be just for newer folks trying to figure things out, but maybe in the future we'll consider doing that if there's some interest. So let us know. Also, let us know if you think there are any items on the list that are way better than we're thinking, or even way worse than we're thinking, being cognizant of spoilers as much as you can. Thanks to our friend Shagraz for being here, head playtester for Blueprints. As always, it's been incredible, and I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. Happy drafting, Scouts.